I never thought I'd be the guy to snoop through my girlfriend's phone. But here I was, standing in our kitchen at 2 in the morning, holding her phone with shaky hands. It all started a few weeks ago when Kate began acting different. She wasn't distant exactly, but there was something off. Late night work meetings, more time spent in the bathroom with her phone, and that odd tension you can't quite put your finger on. Tonight she'd gone to bed early, claiming a headache. I sat on the couch trying to ignore the nagging feeling in my gut, but it wouldn't go away. I had never doubted her before, but this felt different. A different kind of wrong. When I finally picked up her phone, my heart raced in a way it never had before. I knew her passcode, of course I did, and in a few quick taps, I was in. Nothing seemed out of place at first. Just the usual texts from her coworkers, some messages with her friends, a couple of unread emails. But then I noticed a string of messages to someone named M. I didn't know an M. My mind raced. Was it someone from work? A new friend? Or was it something else? I clicked on the conversation, feeling like I was about to cross a line I could never uncross. The messages were cryptic, no full sentences, just a series of random words and times. Things like red, midnight, and the roof. It didn't make any sense, but there was an undeniable air of secrecy around it. I could feel the blood pounding in my ears as I read the most recent message, sent just a few hours ago. Same place, midnight. I felt sick. Was she meeting someone else? The thought of her with another guy was enough to make my stomach turn. But what if it wasn't that? What if this was something more? I had to find out. Kate was sound asleep, and I knew I had to be quiet. I grabbed my jacket, slipping out of the apartment as silently as I could. Our building had a rooftop access, usually locked, but I'd seen the maintenance guy leave it open a few times. When I reached the top of the stairs, my heart nearly stopped. The door was ajar. I pushed it open, the cool night air hitting me as I stepped onto the roof. There she was. Kate stood near the edge, facing away from me, her phone in her hand. She was alone. Relief mixed with confusion as I stepped forward, my footfall betraying my presence. She spun around, eyes wide in shock. "Mark," her voice trembled. "Kate, what the hell is going on?" I demanded, my voice barely steady. She looked at me, eyes filled with something I couldn't quite place. Fear? Guilt? It didn't matter. "Who's M, Kate?" I asked, anger bubbling up. Before she could answer, a sudden noise, like the shuffling of feet, echoed from the shadows. We both turned, and my blood ran cold. A man stepped out from the darkness, his face partially hidden by a hood. My mind went blank with fear and fury. I took a step toward him, but Kate grabbed my arm, her grip firm. "Mark, don't!" she whispered urgently. The man raised a hand, and I noticed something glinting in the moonlight. A thin red string. He moved it slowly, almost hypnotically, and as it twirled between his fingers, I felt a strange sensation in my chest. It was like a pull, an invisible force tugging at something deep inside me. "What is this?" I demanded, but my voice lacked conviction. My body felt like it was no longer mine to control. Kate was trembling beside me. "Mark, please, just leave. You don't understand." I looked at her, desperate for answers. "Then help me understand, Kate." The man finally spoke, his voice low and cold. "You were never supposed to see this." Before I could react, he flicked the string, and an intense pain shot through my chest. I gasped, dropping to my knees as my vision blurred. Kate was screaming, but her voice seemed distant, muffled, like it was coming from underwater. I couldn't move, couldn't speak. The last thing I saw before everything went black was the man, pulling the string tighter, a cruel smile on his face. When I woke up, I was alone on the roof. The man was gone, and so was Kate. I staggered to my feet, feeling a strange emptiness inside me, like something vital had been ripped away. I checked my phone. Midnight had long passed. I was disoriented, trying to piece together what had happened. My mind raced with questions, but no answers came. All I knew was that something terrible had occurred, something beyond my understanding. I went back to the apartment, hoping to find Kate, but the place was empty, no sign of her. It was as if she'd vanished. Days turned into weeks, and I tried to move on, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something was missing. The pain in my chest lingered, a constant reminder of that night. And every now and then, I'd catch a glimpse of something out of the corner of my eye, a flash of red, a thin string dancing in the air, only to disappear when I turned to look. I never saw Kate again. The messages to M vanished from her phone, and the police found no trace of her. It was as if she'd never existed, but I know she was real. I know what I saw. And every time I feel that tug in my chest, I'm reminded that some strings can never be cut. Some things are bound by forces we can't begin to understand. And sometimes, loyalty is just an illusion, a red string, pulling you toward the inevitable. If you liked the video, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe, as it would really help us out. Stay safe.